finally getting around to changing my solar panel controller. Eventually, after a lot of work, when I was back in England, I tracked down this thing, which is Voltronic, German make, and it's similar to the one that was originally on the boat, and it does the main house batteries, and it also does a secondary circuit for a trickle charge for the starter battery, which is perfectly ideal. It doesn't have any coloured flashing lights or a LED screen or anything, but it is about 4 times the price of that one there. That actually, you see those on the internet. This actually does the job. It's fine, but this will do the job better. I am not an electronic-y person, so I'm having to do this very, very carefully to make sure I put all the wires in the right place. And I've got a diagram down here and a magnifying glass because I'm half blind. Outside I've got covers on the solar panels to stop the amps coming into the boat, and that's what she's reading at the moment, 0 amps coming into the boat. She's all put together. Pull the covers off and see what we get. No smoke, that's always a good sign. And it says it's charging at 17.8 amps. I know this is actually not accurate anymore. It's probably half that, but that's still good. And a raining good morning to you here on Shadow this morning. Having a nice cup of coffee, and boy oh boy, it was a funny old night last night. The weather started howling. I was sort of settling down for the night, and then my Scandinavian friends who have the boat, 2 boats over, returned from a trip in Panama where they've been off backpacking and doing stuff. They're literally giving away their boat. Well, it's gone now, it's been given away. But there was a panico because they wanted to get rid of the boat. They've come to the end of the line with the boat. They bought the boat, they've done what they wanted to do, and they couldn't get across the Pacific. They got blown back, as a few other people have done in the last few months with the strange weather we've been having. They ran out of time, got to get rid of the boat, so they had to strip it because they were giving the boat away for free. And I made offers for various bits of kit, and then they gave me things like fishing gear, a sailing jacket, all kinds of stuff. They were literally giving those away. I spent some money and bought some very nice pieces of kit off their boat, and we were having to dismount stuff. There was a wind generator, which is the biggie, so we were dismounting that off their boat last night, running around, pulling wires, unbolting things. It was 8 o'clock at night. I didn't know we were going to do that, so we'd all had a few beers, so it was all a bit silly.
We can cut the cable up there.
Yeah, just cut the cable.
Yeah, have you got something to cut it with?
Then the wind picked up into, it was a blooming great squall. Shaddy was blowing all over the place. The canvas got ripped actually last night. I just got to explain that these guys behind me here, they're getting rid of their boat, and I've been scavenging and stealing stuff off it all. Well, I was going to steal their outboard engine, but they locked it up, so I had to pay for it in the end. So yeah, they're going to Panama to have a good time. So anyway, all the best to you guys.
Yeah, all the best to you too.
Yeah, cheers, yeah.
Cheers.
And I got batteries, a set of batteries as well. So I've got so much stuff on board, and I was hoping to get away within a week, and now I've got all this stuff to deal with. So hey guys, why have you not eaten tonight?
Well, because we have been busy buying fishing gear, but well, I mean, we do have fishing gear now from the Swedish guys. I don't know where the fishing gear went.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't worry about it now.
But the problem is that the fishing gear doesn't help us tonight. We need food now.
We need food now. But yeah, a great bunch of guys. What it is to be young, eh? Wow. So sitting on the couch is this monster of a piece of kit. That's just one blade there. What is it? Well, it's a wind generator. It's going to sit on top of a mast, its own little mast. If I turn the camera sideways, that's the sort of angle it'll be at. And the pole goes in there, wiring, and that thing will spin and create electricity. Basically, it's similar to that one that's on the boat next door. Part of the installation will be this, which is the control unit for it. It goes in between the wind generator and the batteries. It's like a battery controller, and it'll go next to the other new battery controller which I've got in there, and the two of them working together will hopefully provide me with more power. And more power, of course, is good. To go with them is a set of new batteries, which I got. They're only a few months old. Got some useful medical stuff. I've already got a lot on board, but this is very useful. It's injectable painkiller for doing a minor surgery for cuts and wounds and so on and so forth with syringes. So that's actually, I hope I don't have to use it, but it's handy to have on board. Another gas cylinder, which is good where I'm going. Gas is going to be hard to get. Bolt croppers, and they're sat next to this big boy here, a Yamaha 4 horsepower engine, which I'm assured works. She's to complement the other engine, which doesn't always work as well as it should. Also, that's a 4 horsepower. There was just stuff thrown all over last night. We had to get the job done. It was dark, it's windy, and it was raining. Also added to the ship's inventory is this. It's a fishing tackle box full of fishing tackle. I'm not a fisherman, but I think I ought to try and learn, and you guys are always saying, Barry, why don't you catch fish? And I've got so many beans and things on board, I need to supplement my diet with fresh food, and the only way to do that where I'm going is fish. I'm not really sure what these are, but I'm sure somebody will tell me. Are they the sort of fish version of chuck nucks or whatever they call? I don't know. Right, they're very heavy. We'll put those in there. Sort that all later. Also, a decent length of rope was donated. That's always handy on a boat, of course. And more fish killing apparatus out here, spear gun and a fishing rod. Got some fuel for the outboard in there. It's got an auxiliary tank. You can tell it was hard and thirsty work last night. These discarded empty cans everywhere, disgusting. The guys were flying home and of course didn't have room for everything, so I got some masks and snorkels as well. And last but not least, a bottle of rum.
The next big job was changing the fuel filters. I'd last done it a year ago and had a friend to help me, and even then it was a hard job, so I wasn't looking forward to it, but it needed to be done.
That's the top of it there, the top's off, the filter's out, and then the bowl that normally goes here, that's off and being cleaned. Next door's doing woodwork. They're fixing their boat with various problems they've got, and it's a race between me and them who's going to get out of here the first. And this is the gunge that came out. That's the old filter there. I've had so much trouble getting filters to match, you wouldn't believe it. This has to fit. If it doesn't, I have a problem. And it does. Just. Yeah, baby!
Yeah, if you're going to work on an engine like that, being in a marina has its benefits. Helping out here, a friend of ours that was away from his boat, and some of the ropes had worn through, like that one there. So being good neighbours, we helped him out, and this is one of mine. Bad. And then it was down to the beach to help my friend Maria do a beach pickup. Over the last few years with living on the boat, I've become aware of the environmental disaster of plastic floating around in our seas. And I thought I just had to do something in a very small way, just to make a point. Not bad for half an hour's work. We got two big, was it half an hour? Yeah, 2 bags. And we cleaned all of that beach, all of it.
We'll walk back to that corner and then we'll be done.
Okay, oh, will we?
That might be done for a
The
bit.
boss has got some beer, but she's not letting me have any yet. Today got the wind generator out and I'm kind of messing around with it. I dug out this bad boy. What it is the original mount for the wind generator that was on my arch when I bought it. It did go up there on the other side of that plate and stood up high above the arch. So yeah, the plate is on the opposite side to there where this panel now sits. Of course, that would mean that the backstay would interfere. I'm going to see if I can find a way of bolting on. I was going to weld it and may still, but there's no one around here that welds stainless steel. Got the stainless steel bits and bobs box out, going through all my brackets and bits and pieces, hoping that something might fit and we can come up with a plan. First job though is a safety line. Going to put that through there and tie a safety line, because perching on the top of the boat, she keeps jolting against the pontoon and I don't want to drop it in the drink. That's the new box, and then you can just see on the left there, if I take the light away, there's a green light, which means it's connected and ready to go. The new deck fittings in, it's all sort of gunged up with mesh there, which will be cleaned off later on. I'll take the tape off when the stuff's dry and the cable's running up. It's quite windy weather just now, and the wind's dropped for the moment, so I think it might be a good time to start up the old wind generator. Let's see if this baby makes a difference. I'm going to try and film one-handed here, take that off, and absolutely nothing's happening. I was told actually that they need a fair bit of wind to get working. Whoa, look at that. I don't think that's going to generate anything, but we'll leave it be and see what happens. Whoa. Well, it's I was wondering, one of the tests I want to do is to see if the frame moves at all. I mean, that's hardly anything, but so it's not moving yet. But in a big wind, that is actually a big unit. Whoa, look at that. Hey, let's go check out the amps. Woohoo! Hey! Come on, baby. Make daddy some electricity. At the moment here, it's raining season in Panama, so of course there's lots and lots of rain. On a day like this, when there's nothing to do, you can't do any work, it's pouring with rain all day long, food becomes more important than it normally does. You look forward to it. I haven't eaten much today. Well, actually, I did go to town and have some fried chicken, but apart from that, I haven't eaten much today. I wanted to eat outside because it's very hot and humid down below. I believe it's 91% humidity today. But there's nowhere to sit outside. That's all wet. There's buckets over here. So I think I'm just going to have to sit below. Nowhere to sit out here. Thanks to everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you also to my patrons for their incredible support. If you'd like to take part, check out my Patreon page. Real-time updates, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Don't forget to thumbs up and like, and we'll see you soon on Adventures of an Old Seadog. That's all good. You know me by now. First cup of coffee off. You know, do that as another take. You know me by now. First cup of coffee of the day, and I'm okay. It's 90% humid. Cheers.